Yeah, it was a great week for us. It was a week going in that we knew we control our own destiny from here on out. So we knew that a sweep would be outstanding. And the kids just played really well. It was a total team effort. You know, we talk all the time about how one person can't do it alone, but all of you together in this room can get it done. And I thought this week was very indicative of the fact that how this team has come together chemistry-wise on and off the floor, and really bought into the we over me mentality. And every one of them went out and did what we had to do to win, and just couldn't be more proud of them. I'm asking a ton of them. Some of them are playing 40 minutes, some of them played 45 minutes the other night, but they just do whatever it takes, and they don't complain. And you know, we've got some kids coming off the bench giving us some good minutes. So right now we feel good about where we are, but we got a lot of work to do, and we've got a tough opponent on Thursday with Belmont.
Is there a sense of comfort, at least in this moment, that on Thursday you had everybody but Macy score, and then on Saturday she scores, and then Lacey Hawthorne struggled a little bit, that there was just picking up that was going along in those two games?
Yeah, I think that that's what's happening is, you know, the belief in each other that if I'm not doing well, you're going to pull me up, you're going to do more, and, you know, just the recognition that everybody on the floor can get something done. And, you know, with the evolution of Burpo's offense and the way she's playing right now is obviously a big lift for us. But, you know, I've known all along that this team is capable of doing good things. It's just taken us maybe a little bit longer than we wanted to, and the injuries, of course, didn't help. But, you know, the buy-in is there, and that's all you can ask from a team.
With all the injuries, it seems like you've settled now into a rotation of 6 or 7 players. Does this seem reminiscent of any of your high school teams where you just have that small bit of depth?
Yeah, I mean, at times, you know, that there were, you know, limited on the bench, but I'm not sure in the last 5 or 6 years of my high school career we weren't about 8 or 9 deep, which was one reason why we were so successful. We had so many good players. You know, coaches have problems sometimes having enough basketballs to go around because of the depth and keeping everybody happy. Well, that's not our case right now. Everybody's you know, just doing everything they can. I mean, you know, Lex played with a broken nose Saturday night, had surgery this morning. It was successful. We'll see about Thursday, but she had to get it fixed because it was definitely broken. So we got that taken care of this morning. She's doing well, but she'll be limited on what she can do from now till Thursday for sure.
Could you talk a little bit about the reunion that you had over the weekend?
Yes, it was outstanding. I'm telling you, I had a blast. We had a lot going on. We had recruits here, signees here. Had about 55 former players, coaches. It was great. I mean, I walked in the locker room during the time that we were spending together, and they were just all huddled around telling stories, and it was just awesome. And I've had some of them reach out to me today and just thank us for doing it, and how much fun they had. And then, of course, what a better weekend to do it than, you know, when John Morant's here, and it was just an amazing atmosphere. But, you know, to me, that's what it's about. And as a former player here, I think that it's important that you recognize the past of women's basketball. I mean, it may not have been successful yet as some of the other programs, but, you know, there's a lot of good players that have come through here. And for us to be able to celebrate them and see their enjoyment, and for them to, you know, come back to Murray because it's a second home to them was really great. So something we plan on to continue to do.
You're stringing 3 in a row now. How do you kind of keep that energy up now that you guys have put together a little streak?
Well, I think that, you know, winning is something that you don't just do. I mean, you learn how to win, and your players have to learn how to do things in certain situations in games that help them win games. So I think that confidence is there, and we know the things that we have to do to be successful. We also know our limitations, and I mean, there's some opponents that are going to give us difficulty. We do not match up well with Belmont. Most of their players are over 6 foot, and they have a little bit of everything. So we understand that there's challenges with this team that we have. But there's no challenge in the heart of this basketball team, and I think that they're building off the confidence. They're enjoying playing basketball, and I know that they'll be ready to go out and give their best effort on Thursday.
Are there adjustments that you can make from the last time you played Belmont? Because your roster's changed a little bit.
Right, yeah, there is. Hopefully, you know, we play. I was watching that again last night, and you know, we played pretty well in the first half, and we had a little lap. We had one of the bar 3 or 4 minute non-scoring. segments that we tend to have, and they kind of pulled away from us a little bit before halftime. But then in the second half, they just kind of took it to us, and that was actually our first game off of a new lineup, new people in the game playing and getting extra minutes. So it just took us a little while to get our feet under us, but we definitely have looked into some things that we can hopefully do to try to slow them down, and we know that we've got to score the basketball. I mean, when we score the basketball, we're pretty good defensively. It's just sometimes we have trouble putting the ball in the basket.
I know that at least this past week, it wasn't as much of an issue to have that signature third quarter lull. To what do you credit that? Because I know several times this season the third quarter has been problematic for you guys.
It has, and I mean, we tried some different things at halftime. I mean, I was trying some different things, keep them on their feet during halftime and those type of things, and that didn't really seem to work against Eastern Illinois. So halftime of SIUE, I said, you know what, I can't pull any tricks out of my sleeve. You guys are going to have to find a way to get yourself locked in, because this third quarter, first 5 minutes is going to be huge for us. And they went out and they did it. So, I mean, I don't know if it's like a mentality thing or it's you get so much momentum going into halftime and, then they set and they settle for a little while. It takes us a little while to get back going. But it's just something that we're going to have to work through because our margin of error is so small that we can't have those lapses. So hopefully maybe we learned something this week and we can do a better job going forward.
You said Thursday after the EIU win that may be a program-changing win. How will you know that the program has changed?
Well, what I meant by that is to go into a situation and pretty much be counted out with about a minute and a half to go. And I didn't help that, so I told them they overcame me. They overcame all the odds that day. But just for them to realize what they're capable of doing by going forward and winning that game, to me, it's a mentality thing as much as anything. I think it gave our players a huge mentality boost as this is what we can do when we do it together. And then, being knee-deep in recruiting right now, I mean, it was a point of emphasis on the phone this week because our future players watch these games and, they get excited and sometimes a lot of people pay a lot of attention to me on the sidelines. I don't know why I'm so calm. But, I had a parent of one of the kids that's coming next year, and she's like, my daughter ran in here because she had filmed the excitement that you had when Macy Gibson made that shot. That's what she wants to play for. So things like that and those situations and people that we want to come be a part of us, seeing those emotional moments and how much our kids care and how much our coaches care, can end up being a program changer because maybe we get that one kid that maybe we might not have gotten if we hadn't had those moments.
We've talked about it a lot this week, but we're going strings together, 3 double-doubles. How big is her progress going forward for the team?
Oh, it's huge. I mean, she's going to have to continue to do what she's doing, and she's going to have to continue to play lots of minutes because, she's taking on a ball handling responsibility that's not comfortable for her. She's starting to get more comfortable with that. But we got to find ways to get Macy more touches, off the basketball. When you're dribbling the ball, you're easy to find. When you're a post player, you're easy to find. You got to get some people running off some screens and those type of things. And she's just taking on a big role. And, I think that maybe Lexa and Macy said it best the other night. It just took her a little bit longer to make the adjustment. She never really fully got it last year, and that's not anything that she wouldn't tell you to. But it's clicked now, and she's really starting to show what she's capable of doing. Just really proud of her evolution, and she's going to be a big part of what we're doing going forward.
Moving forward, you talked a lot about the technical and how your team overcame it, but at what point do you find the line between trying to let an official know, hey man, my players are getting battered versus I'm going to go, get really angry with the ref? How do you find that balance and still let your team know that you're fighting for them and what's best for them?
Right. Well, that's the most important thing for me. I want my players to know that I've got their backs. And if I feel like that they're not getting some things that they should be getting, I am going to fight for them. Now, in that situation, I felt like what I said at the moment was something that really wasn't maybe technical warranted. But it was probably the other things that I had said building up to that. I'm not going to pretend like I didn't. But
The straw on the camel's back.
right. But it is, I've been doing this for so long, you kind of know the things that you just absolutely can't not do. And so I try to stay away from those. But, there are times when you've been on someone for quite a bit of the game that, the straw that broke the camel's back, they don't appreciate that. And I understand that. And they have a hard job. They have a tough job. I understand that. And every call they make is wrong, one way or another. They can't make anybody happy at one time. But it's my job as the leader of this team to not put our team in those situations. So, I'll do whatever it takes not to cause us any loss of points at any time, the rest of the way. But now I'm not perfect, and there's going to be times where I get upset. But the main thing is my kids know I've got their back, and therefore they've got mine. And to me, that's the most important thing, technical or not.
Over the years, I've heard commentators occasionally say that coach got that technical on purpose. Have you ever intentionally gotten a technical?
Well, I certainly didn't in that situation. As soon as it happened, I was like, way to go. I was like down in myself immediately. I was like, that was bad. I would say yes. Over the years, there's been times where needed to get a little excitement going, get the kids fired up. Kids upset because maybe they haven't gotten some calls and stuff, so you go after them, and they notice that, and it kind of gets them fired up and excited. But probably not at this level because, like I said, we can't afford to give any points away. But I got a funny story about Burpo. She'll kill me for saying this, but during the game, I was like, guard the ball and stop fouling. Quit sending them to the free throw line. I bet I said that 15 times because they were making their free throws. And she said, Coach, I wanted so bad to walk over there and be like, quit sending them to the free throw line when I got the technical. She said, but I knew it would be better to wait till later to say that. I said, yeah, you know me well enough to know that. But that's just Burpo. That was what was going through her head at the time. Not, Coach, we're down 5 and you're killing us here. It was, stop sending them to the foul line. So, but again, if you can't laugh and smile and enjoy times sometimes. But they're on me. They're on my head all the time, as the kids say. So they don't let me slide on much either.
Go ahead. I just want 11 a.m. tip-off. You played a few of those. Anything that changes about a routine in that kind of game?
Well, it's 7 a.m. Pregame, so that's tough. Anybody knows college kids know getting up early is not a good thing, but it is what it is. I think in some ways I appreciate those kids' games because that's a cool atmosphere. At 11 o'clock, it's not perfect, but there'll be a lot of screaming kids in that gym, probably at us. But I think things like that are how you build the women's game. So getting kids and putting them in front, and maybe they develop some heroes along the way, and it gets more young girls excited about playing basketball. So. Doesn't matter if you tip at 11 a.m. or 6 p.m., you got to be ready to go. So hopefully we'll have the kids ready.
I know you talked with us a lot about how you've always believed that Macy, Lex, and Alexis were 28 to 32-minute players, either starting or key role players. Now that you're seeing them play that extended 8 to 10 and sometimes even more in overtime, what are you seeing in that final 12 minutes? Because all three of them are having to give you between 36 and 38 minutes right now.
Right, just a lot of guts. But, they're going to do everything they can. They are pleasers. They don't want to disappoint anybody. They don't want to disappoint the coaches. They don't want to disappoint the fans. They don't want to disappoint their teammates. And that's just who they are. But they know the intention was never for them to come here and have to carry the load like they're doing. That was never the intention. We wanted them here, because they're great players and they've shown themselves to be very worthy of being here. But we knew that they would need some help to get us to where we need to be and where we want to be championship-wise. But, they understand what we're doing. They understand what I need from them. They never complain. They never say anything. Sometimes they'll maybe ask for a break and I'll say no, and they just kind of go on. But, we try as much as possible with our timeouts. Sometimes our timeouts are strictly to rest them. So we have to use our timeouts. We have to use the medias. We have to try to maybe get them out a little bit before the media, get them extra breather. So, we're trying to strategize a little bit on how to get them more breaks. But, again, and it's not just them. Lacey's playing minutes. Gibson's playing tons of minutes, Reagan's playing extended minutes that she's not used to. Jatoria's playing. So it's not just them. It's all of them. But they kind of just know where we are. And they're the type of kids that you want in your program because they're like, Coach, I'll do whatever you need me to do. And as a coach, that's all you can ask for. And those are kids that I love to coach. the ones that, you know, are willing to give up on themselves and understand that they might not even play as well when they're tired, but, you know, they understand that they have to give us the minutes. So just really proud of them and couldn't ask for more.